よし、では引き続き事件の方を進めていこうと思いますが、今回まず最初が、これですね、鉄の棺かな。バジリオ・コペロさんという方の店の金庫の中で遺体が発見されたということですね。で、バジリオ・コペロさんは無罪を主張しているということなので、警官のふりか。警察署内の留置所にいるそうなので、警官の衣装って持ってたっけ？あ、あるじゃん。あるじゃん、あるじゃん。あるあるある。警官っぽいヒゲってないよね、さすがに。これでいこうか。警察署。警察署。あ、今警察署だ。あ、入れた入れた。
Help me, please. Unfortunately, my casebook is empty on this.
どこにいんだろう。こいつか。
Excuse me, but are you Mr. Capello? My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm hoping you could spare a moment to talk.
Manners, what a pleasant surprise. Most of your colleagues have lacked even the simplest of common courtesies.
嘘をつこう。
You're a suspect, sir, but not yet a criminal. I shan't treat you as such. Your case is refreshingly unusual, and I wish to get to the bottom of it.
Manners and enthusiasm. Huh. May you go far, young man. What can I help you with?
まずは観察からだ。落ち着いている。なるほど、おしゃれ。怪我をした手。あとは、結婚指輪、指に大きさが合ってない。何？うーん。指に大きさが合ってない結婚指輪で家族のことが何かわかる？家庭での時間を大切にしている。家族を大切に思っている。どっちも同じだよね。はい、新しいものや流行りものに才覚がある。苛立ちを抑え込んでいるが、暴力的な一面がある。誰かと争った可能性。どっちだろう。こっちかな？違うかな？
You are surprisingly composed for a man accused of murder. Not so easily shaken, I take it.
Life is full of surprises. You'd be astonished how many deals go sour due to a force majeure. One becomes skilled at adapting. I am confident this will all be set straight. Until then, I will endure.
Much how you endure that injured hand. Those bruises look painful, but you seem barely aware of it. Were you attacked?
No, a minor accident, nothing more. My heady days as a man out to prove his valor are far behind me. I now know that to succeed in life, one must stay calm and plan ahead. The world will turn your way eventually. And if it does not, then one must persuade it so.
Please, tell me how you ended up in this situation.
Well, this morning some clients arrived to finalize their purchase of a Capello modular safe. But when we opened the door, out tumbled a dead man.
And I take it this wasn't normal.
No, I normally keep my corpses in the wardrobe. Please, young man, spare me your wit. The rest of the day was a blur. I recognized the victim, and it seems so did the police.
被害者
It
を
was
知ってい
enough
た。
to make me the main suspect.
Who sent for the authorities?
No one. As it happens, we had a break-in last night. Nothing was stolen, but for insurance purposes, the report had to be made. So, police officers just happened to be on the premises when we discovered the body in the safe.
You mentioned you were showing your wares to some prospective buyers when the safe was opened. Who were they?
Clerks from the bank. They inspected the safe from top to bottom yesterday. I assumed the sale was just a formality at that point.
And the safe was closed?
It's usually open, but it locks automatically when the door swings closed.
なるほど。
That's another marvelous Coppello invention.
A coffin that locks itself. Marvelous indeed. Help me grasp your movements yesterday. What time did you meet the customers from the bank, and did you have any other appointments?
Yesterday, the bank clerks arrived at 10 a.m. Afterwards, I was alone in the office until my wife Augusta came in at 3 p.m. I left for home at 6:30 p.m.
And what about this morning?
Our meeting for the demonstration was set for 9 a.m. I arrived about half an hour prior in order to prepare.
I have one final inquiry. Do you recall the time at which the safe door was closed?
Young man, I may just as well ask you when you closed your cigar case.
まあ、そりゃそうだよな。
I've opened our safes a dozen times a day for a dozen years. I do not recall.
You say you became the suspect when the police identified the victim. Is there history between you?
Surely you jest. That man and I have never met and never would, unless he became the first deity in history to use our products.
Some sort of family feud? I'm afraid I'm not familiar.
You must be new to Godona. It's an old tale. Back in Italy, generations ago, the deities tried to ruin our family business. They nearly succeeded. The Capellos rightfully struck back, but there has been bad blood ever since.
And does that blood flow in you too?
I told you, sir, it's an old story, or it was. I fear this horrible event portends worse to come. My wife may be in danger as we speak.
I'd like to inquire about the burglary.
I'm not sure I see the connection, but if you wish to know more, talk to Billy Lloyd, the night watchman. He scared off the thief.
Was it also Billy that discovered the burglar?
No, my wife did. She had stayed late yesterday. Poor Augusta. At least she's safer with the police than at home alone.
Well, Mr. Capello, I think that's all I need from you at present. Where can I find your office?
Here, take my card. Billy should be on site to assist with the investigation. And please, sir, would you check on my wife before you depart?
Thank you. I will endeavor to speak with her before I leave the station.
Please, treat her gently. Women lack our resilience when it comes to ordeals like this. I shall eagerly await your return. After all, there's little else I can do.
紳士ですね。本当に。奥さんがどこに？奥さん。こんなとこにはいねえか。さすがに。捕まってるわけじゃないもんね。あ、これだ。
You must be the inspector.
Would you be Augusta Capello?
Must I really repeat myself to every baby-faced man in uniform that strides in?
Forgive me, I am not the inspector, but I am working on your husband's case.
Then I have nothing to say to you. Come back with the inspector in charge so that we may dispense with the endless repetition.
正気のない顔、正気のない目、アヘンチンキ。アヘンチンキって何？ハープのブローチ。いじり回した後。どっちだろう。いや、こっちかな。
Whilst I prefer German composers, the harp solo from Lucia di Lammermoor stands out as one of Donizetti's finest contributions to the form. I'm sure Basilio thought the same.
He did. How? Did he tell you how we met?
Oh, there was no need. It is trivial to observe how much you value your memories of playing harp in the orchestra, and even an amateur Italian harpist would be familiar with Donizetti's finest work.
Yes. Music is a balm in these
ちょっと打ち解けた
uncertain
か。
times. It is nice to meet another who appreciates it.
Much as I appreciate the truth. Please, Mrs. Capello, let me help you and your husband.
I am not unappreciative, sir. but I'm afraid I presently lack the strength.
Basilio tells me you were present during the burglary yesterday. What can you tell me about it?
Oh, it gave me such a fright. I fainted, fell to the floor. I wish I could help you, but, I'm just utterly useless. Please, I want to rest before the inspector arrives.
Were you familiar with the deceased man found in the safe?
No, I did not know him, nor can I conceive of how the poor soul ended up there.
You've had quite the day, Mrs. Capello. I shall leave you be. If I have further questions, I may visit again later.
よし、じゃあとりあえず、この事務所に行くか。アドラー通りにあるスカラディオン聖クレメンテ大聖堂の東。あった。どこだ？ん？あ、ここだ。この人かな？
Ill-fitting pants, wonky nose, and hair that appears to have been cut by your own hand. You must be Billy Lloyd.
Oh, it's you! I knew you'd come.
You did?
You're Mirko Gallia, the best investigative journalist on Cordona. I'm a fan of yours.
勘違いされてる。
Alas, you're mistaken. The name is Sherlock Holmes, and your employer...
Oh, of course. Discretion. I'm sorry. I doubt the policeman upstairs heard me, though, so your secret is safe with me, Sherlock.
Mr. Capello told me you were present during the burglary and scared the criminal off the property.
There, you should have seen it. As soon as the burglars saw me, they went white as death. Ran out the back door of the office. I heard a thud and cat shrieks, so I think they went over the railing and into the bushes out back. Clearly, my reputation precedes me. Mr. Capello was so proud.
You regard, but you didn't give chase.
Well, by the time I made it outside, they were miles away. So I went back to help Mrs. Capello. That kind of gentlemanly courtesy is why I'm so well regarded round these parts.
What did the thief look like?
Shorter than me, mid-20s, a huge scar across the right cheek going from the eye. Short hair. She didn't look like a
女性
ghost.
か。
Too corporeal.
Hold on. She? You didn't think to mention the burglar was a woman?
Why did you assume it was a man?
まあ確かに
It's
そう
the
だけど
19th。century, sir. Ambitious young women are out there pursuing a career, and I, for one, encourage it.
Yes, yes, spare me the sermon. When did the burglary happen?
Oh, after 10 in the evening. I was just talking to Mrs. Capello.
Does she normally work this late?
No, it's the first time it happened. Usually I'm alone at night. I was explaining to Mrs. Capello how drinking water every 3 hours can help with digestion. When she excused herself and went back upstairs. Then there was a scream, and I ran up to the office, and...
I know what happened next, thank you. What about last evening? Do you have any more details about the break-in?
Of course. I write down everything that happens during my watch. Take a look.
Fastidious in its mundanity, but I will make of it what I can. I must go and inspect the crime scene. If I have further questions, Mr. Lloyd, I will find you.
Oh, don't worry. I won't be able to keep away.
Right.
はい、とりあえず確認してみようか。バジリオが帰宅。ウィリーが出社。ほうほう。あ、そんな感じなのね。
Strength, security, peace of mind. Tacky.
Well, you know, that's your opinion, good sir.
ここはトイレ、何もない。じゃあ上に行くか。 なになになになに。ああ、びっくりした。いるんだ、まだ。まだ警察いたんだ。なるほど、この人か。口の周りがなんか。
Veins, cyanosis, bloodshot eyes, odd foaming in the mouth. Bruises, torn nails, bleeding was severe and continued at length.
うーん。
Clear indications of blunt trauma, possibly inflicted before the victim was in the safe.
おー。
Clothes are not fully buttoned. Was the victim dressing or undressing?
あとは、どこだ。
Blood on the safe door could have been left by the victim. What a rotten way to die.
Yeah, what a shame.
うーん。
Do you know anything else about the dead body in the safe?
Well, there is the rule of threes. You can survive 3 weeks without food, 3 days without water, 3 hours in harsh weather, and 3 minutes
Have you talking?
without air. I'm sorry, did you say something?
No, very enlightening, Mr. Lloyd, thank you. Have you noticed anything different about Mrs. Capello recently?
Not really. She talks to me more when I start my shift. Probably because of the 100 Best Curry Recipes book I'm reading. Oh, and we've been running out of paper a lot lately, so she often sends me out to buy more for her. She's very particular about the paper we use. Only one store on the island stocks it, and it's on the other side of the town. But I'm really fast.
Interesting.
紙？いや、全然関係ねえこと書いてる。
I don't know.
What can you tell me about Mr. Capello?
He's a good employer, but very focused on work, and very serious about security, of course, since he employed a night watch of my caliber. Not everyone appreciates his strict business approach, though. Store clerks don't seem to last long in the office.
Good to know.
うん。
The bottle is half empty. A wine, well enjoyed.
あれ？
Recently used, but why would it be here?
うん。一個だけグラスが下に。
Oh, why do I get the worst jobs? I'm gonna catch the criminal myself, but later.
ああ、化学分析。マイナス2、1、2。マイナス2、1、2と。うん。うんうんうん。うーん。あ、マイナス2か。マイナス2か。い、い、えーっと。 今回簡単ですね。めちゃくちゃ簡単ですね。ワインだって。こっちもいろいろあるな。おそばで働きたい。
A concert program from 7 years ago. An Augusta La Ducha is listed as a harpist in the orchestra.
当時の自分が出てたやつってことか。
Two theatre tickets for Shakespeare's Othello. The performance is tomorrow.
Have to respect the classics.
事務所の鍵を取った。弁護士の手紙。
Well-organized workplace?
Mr. Capello is the best.
Okay, this chap is seriously creepy.
侵入の形跡はない。あ、猫。ほうほうほう。ああ、なるほどね。なんじゃこれ。
The letter F is inscribed within a four-leaf clover pattern. Passe muraille. Walk through walls in French. Our thief seems rather arrogant. A comprehensive set of lockpicks, recently cleaned with no fresh scratches.
一旦戻る。あれ、あいついねえじゃん、どこ行った？
Do you know anything about these entries?
No, but Mr. Capello is so well organized. I use a different method, very popular among the Buddhist monks. You create an attic in your mind and...
I'm familiar. Keep it tidy, put only necessary information in, remove unnecessary information regularly.
What? No, it's called an attic. You just stuff it with everything. You never know what might prove helpful someday.
That is profoundly upsetting.
Oh, actually, no.
Do you know whose keys these are?
Probably Mr. Capello's. Police took him so suddenly. I have the same set, but it's more efficient. Has fewer keys.
So you don't have access to the entire office?
No. Only Mr. and Mrs. Capello have the key
うー
to...
ん。
Do you know what this note might be about?
I cannot presume to know another's mind, of course, but... I think Mr. and Mrs. Capello have been having some familial difficulties. Probably due to their lack of children. One of my oldest friends helps couples with their relationship troubles, and he always says...
You don't have to continue.
Oh, well, he says that to me as well, but I'm perfectly happy to.
No, I insist.
あ、調べろと。どこだろうな。警察署かな。あ、これだ。よし。窃盗。犯罪に使われた道具。あとは、話題。容疑者。よし。あ、出た。ギャングの泥棒。とりあえず、マイナーズエンド地区中央のクレイ通り。
Maybe it would be wise to take a look around outside before we enter. Just a thought.
やべえ、戦闘が待ってるな。マイナーズエンド地区。プレイ通り。これか。広いね。うわー、なんか、ないな、近くに。飛べるとこが。あんまり行ってないエリアだな。おっと、来た。よし。ちょっと待ってな。場所をまず特定しようか。クレイ通りを一通り歩く。ここか。ここだな。マイナーズエンド地区。中央のマーケット街道。マーケット街道。
The cheapest news on the island.
ください。
Thank you.
オッケーオッケー。捕まったことでちょっと大変なことになってるね。 あ、いけた。
Excuse me, just one question.
Sorry, I'm busy, trying to ignore a sheep in wolf's clothing.
Time to check your who, what, and what, Sherry. Who
そう変えなきゃダメ、やっぱり。
about what interest
ないね。
Come here then.
こんな感じでどうっすか？あ、こいつ？圧倒的こいつだ。
Hello, mister. I've got some information for you. Heard you were
あ、
asking.
で、変装も良かったみたい。
Now, well, let's hear it.
え、何？イージー、ハード？えハード。
All of them bandits are getting ready for a bruising. Sticks and guns and angry faces all round.
I see. Better get the boys ready. Take this for your trouble.
Oh, thank you kindly, sir. Thank you.
Now we can get all of you at once. Be ready.
supposed to be Philip from London.
ん？
Good impression.
これは、あれか？敵が増えたか？敵が増えたよね、これね。多分。やべえ。敵増やしちまった。
These
I'm coming for you.
やべやべ。
I'm coming.
No more crime for you until next month.
なんかない、使えるもんが。使えるもん。
I couldn't miss the party.
Don't bother moving. You've lost.
こっち来いや。やばいやばいやばいやばいやばい、めっちゃ来る。これ一人しかダメなんだこれ。
I'm coming for you. I'm coming. I couldn't miss the party. Eat lead.
やばいやばいやばいやばい。
I couldn't miss the party.
Don't bother moving. You've lost.
ここ分かりづらいな、どこにあれが使えるやつがあるか。
time to knock this guy out.
I'm coming.
やばいやばい。
Snuff's ready.
Not that. I'm coming for you.
Don't bother moving. You've lost.
He's all
うおーっつー。 どこにあるあれ？あ、そこにもあるな、なんか。来いよ。来いよ、おら。外した。あっちにもある。こっち、こっち、こっち、こっち、こっち、こっち、こっち、こっち来い。来いや、来いや、おら。 そ遠いんだよ、微妙に。あ、聞いてるやん。
Take a rest, my friend.
Give him the pepper snuff.
なにこいつ。聞かねえやつじゃ、聞かねえやつ。
Too simple.
The snuff's ready.
どこどこどこどこどこどこどこどこ。なんか来た、強そうなやつが。
Time to knock this guy out.
No more crime for you until next month.
よし。ハードをクリアした。ハードをクリアしましたよ。
Okay, okay, I give up, I give up.
This seems a better place for our conversation. I hope you're more talkative than your friends, Miss Sevigny.
You can't do anything. You're not even a policeman. And I didn't do it. I didn't do anything.
Is there nothing you didn't do, Miss Sevigny? Thieve for the gang, break into the Armor Capello office, kill Niccolo Detti?
What? Kill? I didn't kill nobody. No, How?
So you admit the rest. I suppose you won't mind explaining some things to me then.
あ、珍しく顔に調べるところがない。裏返しでも着ることができる上着。あー、鍵開けの道具を持ってる。なるほど。まあ、こっちかな？
You were in the Armor Capello office yesterday evening, Miss Sevigny. The same place that Niccolo Detti was found dead today. What happened?
How would you know? You can't prove anything?
It's written all over you, Miss Sevigny. I presume you did not intend your evening to end with a fall over the railing and a fracas with felines. Need I continue?
Zut alors! It was just a job, nothing else. I was asked to come. Here, see for yourself. I don't know who hired me, but I think they wanted to pin the crime on me. Poor Niccolo.
You knew Mr. Detti, how?
Niccolo and I grew up together. I hadn't seen him in years, then ran into him on the street, smiling with some lovely lady on his arm.
And that was the last time you saw him alive?
Well, until I found him dead yesterday. That
女もい
same
た。
woman was there too. It can't be coincidence.
You saw a woman in the office?
Mm-hmm. She started screaming, so I slammed the safe door and
あれ？
ran when I saw a guard coming.
ん？
When were you
女っ
offered
て
this
奥さんってこと？
Ah, mon Dieu. I don't remember precisely. I think the letter arrived around 9:30 in the evening. It sounded tricky, but the money was good.
And you arrived at the office?
Perhaps 45 minutes later? I am very good, sir. I was in and out in 5 minutes.
I don't like lies.
No, wait. Okay. It took 15 minutes. All right? Still impressive, no?
Your thieving days may well be over, Miss Sevigny. Until this matter is resolved, you will remain here. Good day.
Oh, Sherry, disappointing. We
あ
were
れ？
putting on a
あ
show.
ー、
and you pulled it
あ
off halfway through.
ー、あ、そっか、そうだね。警官の服じゃなかったね、それは。そういえば忘れてたわ。ちょっと待ってね。はいはいはい。
I didn't do a thing.
これについて、 とりあえず、
This area is restricted.
そっか。
Not much to say.
あ、ごめん、全然違う、これは。
I'm sorry.
Mr. Capello, have you anything to say about the burglar's claims?
Not a whit. The woman is a liar and a criminal. I don't give it the slightest credence, and neither should you. Another question?
I'm interested in some entries in your diary that may prove important. Could you elaborate on these ones here?
Bene. I won't name the detective, but rest assured that is unrelated to the investigation. It is just one of our clients. And those safe entries are about an interested party who was going to purchase the product. We met yesterday, and today were to finalize the transaction. Alas, that opportunity is no more.
You've been a good help.
Much to say. I'm sorry.
What was your intent behind this note?
This is private, young man, and hardly relevant.
Its relevance, as it were, remains to be seen.
My wife Augusta joined me in business half a year ago, but works late hours. I worry because I love her. What else do you need to know?
I appreciate your candor. How long have you known your wife, Mr. Capello?
How is that relevant, young man?
Please, I need a complete picture of all the parties involved. Consider, perhaps, the possibility that the burglar was targeting your wife.
It seems unlikely, though if a Detti was out to threaten my wife... We met 7 years ago. Augusta was a harpist with an Italian orchestra. The passion in her eyes back then. I am glad she still has some of it now.
And you and your wife get along well?
I love her most dearly, and I know Augusta loves me. I fear someday she may be bored at work, but I try to give her all she wants.
ほう。あと奥さんにも聞いてみようか。
I'm just so exhausted, sir.
Mrs. Capello, please take a moment to study this profile. Is this the woman who was in the office yesterday?
I don't remember. Please, I feel faint at the mere thought of it.
I see. Forgive me for expecting a gentleman's stamina.
I don't know. I'm just so exhausted, sir. Can we please do this later?
Mrs. Capello, would you think your husband capable of that which he is accused?
No. Basilio is a good man, a devoted man. I love him. He cares about his work and cares about me. He approaches all his passions with diligence and temerity. I think there is nothing he could not achieve if he set his mind to it. Indeed, in all our years together, I cannot recall a single business
すごい人だな。
opportunity Basilio failed to see through.
Thank you, Mrs. Capello. What exactly was your relationship with Niccolo Detti?
Who? What are you talking about?
Madam, please, a young woman dedicated to her music and an enthusiastic artist, your marriage to Basilio could not have offered all you needed. And then about 6 months ago, you met Niccolo Detti. There was a spark, you started to see each other. It brought passion back into your life.
How could you...
But your tryst didn't go unnoticed. Felicia Sevigny spotted you with Niccolo, but rather than cease your affair, you took care to avoid the public eye. You started working with your husband at the office and met your lover there in the evening.
なるほど、なるほど。
Basilio
そういうことか。
Many would not notice, and you hoped neither would your husband. Do I have this right so far?
Yes, I love Basilio, I truly do. But his first passion is his work. I respect that, but it left me adrift. Niccolo. Oh, sweet Niccolo. He was the man I needed. If he had had any other name, I would have talked to Basilio. But he was a Detti.
And your husband suspected something.
I think he did. He asked questions. Billy's schedule was moved forwards. Yes, he suspected.
And thus we arrive at the heart of the matter. How did Mr. Detti end up deceased in the safe?
I do not know.
Madam?
I don't know anything about his death.
Are you sure this is how you wish to proceed?
It is the
う
truth.
ーん。
Please, just leave me be.
なんだと 回バジリオさんのとこに。
Were you aware of this, Mr. Capello? Of the relationship between your wife and Niccolo Detti?
Enough! I will not hear it. Augusta is an impressionable woman feeling the stress of this horrible situation. She does not understand what she's saying.
I see. So, you think...
I think that if you want to help, you should stop bothering my wife and find the criminal responsible.
ちょっと待てよ。このニコロに怒ってやった可能性があるってことか。ちょっとビリーにも聞いてみるか。
I don't know.
あ、関係ねえの。
Could this be the burglar you saw yesterday?
That's her. So what's our plan? How do we get her? If you can afford to give me 20 minutes, my uncle has a large net.
Yes, a net. I'll go and get one now, Billy, and you stay to guard the office.
めんどくさくて適当にあしらってるやん。そうなると、やったのか？本当に？なんか怪しいよな。重要な証拠。全部証拠取ってないな、ここ。なんだろう。あ、なんかある。
The best on the market. You can wallop them, you can burn them. Nothing will work.
I bet he tested that himself.
ああ。ここはないな、何も。
Is this code memo still valid?
Oh, yes. It's the same combination code everywhere. It corresponds to Mrs. Capello's birthday, actually. In fact, during this year's celebration, I was allowed a sip of champagne. That's when I had to dry my trousers, and then I had to...
Okay, thank you, Billy.
あ、すべての証拠を収集。じゃあ、一旦戻るけど、一旦戻るっていうか、ここで決着をつけねばならんが。
Apologies, Mrs. Capello, but
なるほど。なるほどね。なるほどね。でも、奥さんが殺す理由がないじゃないよね。正体不明の客に雇われて盗みに入った。窒息死。二人で飲んでたことを隠した。奥さんかな？奥さんかな？奥さんかな？
It is a shame it has come to this, but it is patently obvious that you are responsible for Niccolo Detti's death.
How dare you? I wouldn't want him to.
I see you need some persuasion. I know that Niccolo Detti went to the office to meet you.
そうだね。
It was a midnight tryst. Niccolo would visit the office once Basilio left, but this time he returned. So you hid Niccolo in the safe.
ああ、なるほど、なるほど。
Foolish move.
I didn't know the code had changed. It was the only choice. I couldn't let him be found. I loved him.
Really? You could have saved his life by simply speaking with your husband, but you sought to free him another way.
出口。凶器。
To free Mr. Detty, you hired Felicia Sevigny.
ああ、そういうことか。そうだね。
And as a result, you killed your lover.
No. It's because the combination had changed. It is not my fault.
You are splitting hairs, Mrs. Capello. The fact remains you chose to risk Niccolo's life rather than call your husband. And I know why.
番号変わったって言うけど、変わってないんじゃなかったの？番号の動機。動機。隠したいからだよね。
You were afraid how it would affect the reputation of the Capellos, and you feared what your husband would do as a consequence.
He's a good man, but he cares about his business, about the family. It would have destroyed him.
And now he's accused of murder, Mrs. Capello. How considerate of you.
Mio Dio, how did this all happen?
まだ間に合うにするとどうなるんだこれ。
Despite your best intentions, Mrs. Capello, I believe you are to blame for this sorry affair, not Basilio.
I think you're right, sir.
そりゃ、旦那さんかわいそうすぎるでしょ。
None of this.
It is not my place to decide what is deserved, but perhaps you now know what to say to the inspector.
I do.
Good day, madam.
I don't think Mrs. Capello did this on purpose. I would have let her go.
わざとじゃなくてもね。死刑になっちゃうの？嘘でしょ。いや、死刑まではちょっと望んでなかったんだけど。有罪になるともう死刑なの？この時代。いや、そこまでは。そうか。そうなるならちょっと話は違ったな。よし。次、こっち。こっちに行こうと思いますが、ちょっと時間が中途半端になりそうなので、今回一つのクエストしかやってませんけど、一旦ここで終わろうと思います。はい。それでは、ありがとうございました。